Hi guys, today we are solving the 31st day's problem of March LeetCoding Challenge 2021. The problem's name is stamping the sequence. As from the problem we know, you might have searched it already in the problem section. You all must be knowing that this is a hard problem and I took some time to understand it, and it was very difficult for me to understand it and code it for myself as well. So I'll try my best to explain it to you all. Let's see the problem statement. You want to form a target string of lowercase letters. At the beginning, your sequence is target.length with question marks. You also have a stamp of lower letters. On each turn, you may place the stamp over the sequence and replace each letter of the sequence with the corresponding letter from the stamp. You can make up to 10 into target length turn. For example, if the initial sequence is question marks 5 times and your stamp is ABC, then you make ABC question mark ABC question mark ABC in the first turn. Note that the stamps must be fully contained in the boundaries of the sequence in order to stamp. If sequence is possible to stamp, then return the array of indexes of leftmost being stamped at each turn. If the sequence is not possible to stamp, return empty array. For example, if the sequence is ABC, the stamp is ABC, then we can return 0 and 2, as the first stamp which we'll be doing is from 0th position. That means this will become ABC, and then we'll stamp again from the 2nd position. This will make our complete string the way it is given. We try to understand this. Now let's understand the second example with the diagram. So this is the stamp with ABCA, and our empty string is given with 7 question marks, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, with 7 question marks, yes. To have this as the output, we'll need to stamp it thrice. First, we'll stamp it on the 3rd position, as we want to form CA at the end. And if we stamp it again on the 1st position, this will be the output. And if we stamp it again on the 0th position, this will be the output. And on the 1st position, this will be the output. As you can see the sequence, this is the first stamp, this is no stamp, this is first stamp, second stamp, third stamp. This is at, let me type it, I don't think we have a pen here. Okay, anyway. This is at the 3rd position. This is at the 0th position. Last one is at 1st position. Let's try to increase the size. Okay, this is way too much. I hope you guys are understanding. I'm trying to match this. Okay, this is the best I can do. I'm sorry. This is the 3rd position. We're stamping on the 3rd position. Here we are stamping on the 0th position. Here we are stamping on the 1st position. So this is how we get this output, and this is what we need to return, as you can see here. Let's try to code this. To code this, we need int m equals to stamp.length, n equals to target.length. We'll have a queue of integer. Let's call this queue new array dq. I guess this is it. We'll see it if we get some error. We'll have a boolean array Let's call this done. And size. Now we'll have a stack of integer. Let's call this answer. This is what we're going to return after converting it to array. New stack. Now let's create a list of nodes. Let's call this A. We're going to create a class node here. We'll form that up later. What we need to do, let's add it in the to-do section. New array list. Now let's iterate I till m minus m, I plus plus I. Making a hash set so we don't have repeated values. Making two hash sets actually. One will be made and one will be to do. Again, I'm writing to do instead of to do. Now we'll iterate where in the j loop j equals to 0, j is less than m plus plus j. If target dot char at j at I plus j equal to stamp dot char at j made dot add I plus j, which means we're adding the positions. After coming out of if, we have an else. Let's push it down a little so we have some space to write our else. Else to do dot add I plus j. After coming out, we'll do a plus add in the list new node made comma to do. Now if to do dot is empty, we will do if we will do answer dot push I. Inside this, we'll have a for loop and j equals to I. J is less than I plus m plus plus j. If it is not done, if j is not present, which means it is false because our boolean it is done as a boolean array. If it is false, then we'll add it in the queue. Dot add j, done j equals to true. After coming out, we have a while loop where we check if q is not empty. Till q is not empty, we'll run this while loop. And I equals to q dot poll. Poll brings out the topmost whatever value is at the which needs to come out, which needs to pop. We can either write pop or poll. And j equals to match dot max of 0 comma I minus m plus 1. J is less than equal to math dot max dot min of n minus m comma j, and then we'll do plus j. It's quite a complicated loop. If a dot get j to do dot contains I a dot get j to do remove, if it contains, we need to remove it. Now after removing it, we have another if statement. To do is empty. If to do is empty, then answer dot push j. We will have a for loop int m a dot get j dot made if done doesn't have j, doesn't have m, which we just took out from the for loop, then q dot add m done m equals to true, and this completes our almost the whole program. Okay, after coming out of this loop, we need to check. We need to have another for condition for Boolean array. And done. Here we are going to check if B is not true, return new and 0. Int net equals to new int answer dot size int t equals to 0. While not answer dot is empty. It is return t plus plus. Here we are basically forming our result array, popping everything out of our answer, and finally after coming out of the loop, you will return ret. Now we had to do our to do. I'm sorry, we have taken up a lot of space. Let's make our node class. We have a set integer called made and to do again. Now we will have node set integer m comma set integer. Let's call this anything. Let's call this t. Now inside this parameterized constructor, have made equals to m and to do equals to t. Let's try to run this. This was quite a long problem. I hope there are no errors. That is not possible. Still, let's see. It is taking a lot. Oh, my internet. As you guys can see, this is how I try to understand it myself, and I've made it easier for you as well. So let's try to code now. I've already coded it, so I'll just explain it because I already did it twice. We'll have an array, an integer m with stamps length, an integer array with targets length, a queue with which we will dequeue after in the answer while solving it. We'll have a boolean array done, which will contain all the elements in the target which are already done. Stack integer answer. This will have our answer. Basically, we'll pop this at the end to fill our array, which we're going to return. We'll have a list node A. Node is what we created. I added this as a to-do because I was going to solve this at the end. But let's see it anyway. We have two sets, made and to do. We have these similar sets here as well, and further in the question. This is the parameterized constructor where we are setting the values of made to m and to do to t, as we directly cannot do it, and this is the best practice to do it. Now, for int I equals to 0, I moves on till n minus m with plus plus I, which means somewhere here it was written that our string should iterate through target minus stamps length, as we need to form our complete stamp inside the target's length. It should not go beyond it. So that is why this is the condition that we're following. Now we make the same two sets which we made in the parameterized constructor and the class node. Now we'll iterate through j till m's length. M is again stamp's length. Now we will check if targets I plus j location is equals to stamp's jth location. If that is true, we'll add it in made. Made is a set. Set doesn't contain repeated values, so that is why we're making sets. And if it is not true, we'll add it in to do, which means we are yet to do it. We'll make it in the next stamp. Then we will add our nodes to our list node. Now, if to do is empty, we push it to the answer and dequeue it and put everything, whatever j is iterating through, as true. Now, after completing this for loop, we have another while loop where we'll check if queue is empty or not. Till the queue is empty, we'll keep popping it into I. And further, we'll check it here. In the for loop, we have to calculate basically if to do contains these elements, then we need to get it. And then if that is true, then we need to remove it. If it is present, we need to remove it. If it is empty, we need to push it in the answer. And further, we need to check if done of m is false. M is this basically, we're getting j from j dot made from a and basically iterating through it. And if we get done as false, we are adding m to q and mth location. On the mth location, we are putting done as true. Finally, in this, we are checking the Boolean array done. If it is false, we return empty array as it was mentioned in the question. If not, we make a return array, which you're going to return as an answer, and we pop all the answers out into it by every location, and we return it. Yeah, that is it. I'll try and submit it again in front of you all. Yeah, it is accepted. I hope you guys understood. I hope you can see me tomorrow as well with new challenge. And thank you for watching the entire March LeetCoding series. And I hope you're trying it on your own as well. Thank you. Bye.